So these are the mares, the Nakota mares. We have the blue here. This is, I think both of them are 7-year-olds, or roughly right around 7 years old. The blue's Blaumain, I guess is her name, and Blizzard here is the paint. And from just watching them, well, hey, that's nice. Because the blue here has been pretty skittish. The paint, she's pretty laid back, easy going. So this is my first day here with them in the round pen. You know, I've just been feeding them over the corral there and just kind of watching them. So I like this. I like that she's not real reactive, and the paint here is letting me get up to and rub on her cheek and stuff when I fed her. So that's good. So I'm just here observing. So we want to go through the gentling process just like we did with the stud. And, you know, I'm just checking them out here, seeing where they're at. I've got my pole here, so what I'm going to do is just lengthen my pole out. But what's nice is she's really participating in a conversation already. So I like that. And I'm going to start with the blue. We have both of them out here because if I would have separated them out, more than likely she would just want to get out and probably jump over the round pen. The Nakotas are known for their jumping ability. I like that. You know, she's curious. So I might just reach out and touch the paint. And she was like, hey, where'd that come from? So that really wasn't the politest thing for me to do. But it was a little bit of a test, you know, thinking she was kind of okay with things. So I'm going to play with the blue. I'm going to offer the stick out in front of her. And just allow her, see if she will kind of reach out and touch it and smell it. And she's really indifferent to it. So I'm just going to bring it on up, set it down onto her back. And now, since we've got two of them out here, I'm just going to pick it up and over the paint if I need to. And I'm just going to allow her to move her feet. So we're building trust. And then I'm getting her, I'm exposing her to things. So right now I'm just exposing her to me touching her. Can she handle that? Is she okay with it? See, and she's more sensitive than the stud was, so she's going to need to move her feet more. So I just allow that. But what's interesting is she's not really that sensitive on her skin, on me touching her. It's more space-wise. And this is a good example with the stud. He was a little more concerned by the touch, and he wasn't as concerned by my presence. Where she's less concerned by the touch, and she's more concerned by me being in her space. So those are just things you keep in mind. You're always trying to be aware of what is it that they're concerned with, bothered with, and what are they okay with. And as she's trotting, I'm just pressing down on the stick, otherwise the stick would sit and bounce. And then I'll just start rubbing her. And there's a change of direction, so I'll touch the paint as she goes by, or Blizzard. Up, change of direction, so we have a new eye, and we may have to start over. See where she's at in this eye. Just allowing her to wear that, getting her okay with me being this close to her, touching her. All of this is new. Now can I rub her? Ah, and that was actually pretty good there. So I'm just going to draw away from her and go, oh, thank you. And there's release. She actually came off the rail. Nice lick and chew. She's wanting to participate. So that's good. So now step back up. And can I set it back down on her back? Very nice. She didn't speed up. And I might even reach out and touch the paint, and I can do both of them at the same time. If they're going to stay together like that, then I can just do both of them. But my focus is on the blue. Nice, and there she quit, and so I'll back away again, and she checks in with me. I like it. Give her that moment, and then I'm gonna come back in, set the stick down. Yeah. And start rubbing. Starting to get a little bit of a curiosity going with her. She's coming off the rail a little bit. I'm able to get a little closer. So another way to think of it is we're going from a horse that's never been handled. What are the steps to get the halter on and then, lead him around? But think of, how do you take them from that wild horse to the point of putting the halter on? And that's what we're doing here, is we're just getting them more and more comfortable with me being in her space. And then as she gets comfortable with that, she's getting comfortable with me touching her with the pole, till eventually we get the halter on. But it's little steps we're taking along the way to get to that point. So when you're working with a horse like this, what steps can you take, what little steps can you take to progress towards the goal of getting a halter on? And that's hopefully what I'm showing you here, is how through just touching and rubbing, getting closer and closer. Now she's getting a little frustrated because she's kind of like, I don't want to have to deal with this anymore. And those are all natural responses that come in. Hey, and there she checked in with me, so I'm just going to back away from her because she was kind of all over the place. I'm going to shorten up my stick and come back. Rubbing her. And this is nice. Now I'm just gonna stay with her if I can at that distance. Had to go out a little bit, but not too bad. So I'm better than when we started. And if she starts thinking out, then I'm going to start rubbing. So if she has time to think about pawing and getting frustrated, then I'm just going to go into rubbing on her more and more, or I might even step into her space to say, hey, come back over here, check in with me. Change of direction. Take the opportunity to be able to touch the paint. See, and that's helping her out at the same time. So, hey, Blizzard. And so there she almost wanted to come in and say howdy. Nice. And there I allowed it to touch her neck and come around. As she made that turn, I allowed the stick to touch her. And always be careful too, especially if they turn their hind end towards you, that you're far enough away if they were to ever kick. Yeah, there she checked in, so I'm going to just draw away a little bit, kind of soften my body, say, ah, thank you, and then step back in, rub. And this is good. She's allowing me to get a little closer and a little closer. And she's taking comfort with Blizzard, the paint. But she's not just leaving off. She's not just running away. This is good. So I'm going to shorten my stick up again. And we're just progressing a little by little. And there she speeds off, so I just allow the stick to lengthen back out again. But I can stay connected to her. And even if your stick doesn't lengthen out, is just pick it up off their back, get farther away, and then you can go back in when you can. The biggest thing is you stay with them. Try not to lose your position on them. So it's like no matter where she goes, she can't get rid of me. That's what I want her to think, is that at some point, if she can't get rid of me, she's going to have to check in with me. And when she checks in, I'm like, ah, thanks. Do you want to participate in a conversation together? Just getting closer. And Blizzard's starting to figure out that if I just keep my feet still, I don't have to work so hard. because she's like, it's not about me. No, not yet. See, this is good because I'm being able to talk to both of them here. Blizzard is giving LaMaine confidence. She's like, I'll just hide behind her again. Ah, nice. So when she checks in, I either draw back away or do I just quit and I just go, "Ah, thank you." So it's lots of in and out, taking little steps in, and then they might go, "Oh, I can't handle it," and then you have to get farther away from them again. Ah, that's nice. Yeah. See, in there I'm kind of going, "Ah, that's it." And when I do that, I'm just like softening my body. It's like I'm inviting her to me. I'm not really asking anything of her. I'm just inviting, softening. And now I keep that softness about me, but then can I rub? This is good. You know, just stay with her. The angles here is really important. I want to stay in the center of her. I don't want to get too far behind because that tends to push them forward. And if I get them in front too much, it'll either stop, which I use that to my advantage sometimes, or it'll turn them around. But for the most part, I'm trying to stay right in the center of the horse. And then she got bothered over there, and I just don't even get concerned by it. I just kind of go with her, help her to work through it. Nice. And there she's checking in, so again I just kind of go, "Ah, thanks," by softening, inviting her into me. Yeah. And there I just held the stick there because that was all her doing. And she just felt it come and wrap around the whole front of her body, which was good. And Blizzard's starting to figure it out. She's like, "Well, I'll just put my head down and go underneath it." You're gonna come back for some more? Yeah. And I'm just staying with her, trying to stay that distance. Yeah, until she can handle me at that space, at the walk or at the trot. There, and she checks in, and again I just, ah. I I really want to encourage that check-in, and I do that by softening, by inviting her, making it a pleasant thing. And I'm going to step in a little closer. As each inch she notices. Every inch I get closer to her, she's like, oh, he's closer now. Oh, I've got to move my feet. Ah, what a girl. And this is nice, so I'll step in again. And she's not getting as bothered, not squirting off as much. So here I might step forward a little bit, see if I can slow her down. It's not really helping, so I'm just going to go with her and let her figure out that no matter how fast or how far she goes, I'm still here. And once she figures out that she can never get rid of me, it's just as easy just to stop. And she doesn't have to work by going around and around. But Mother Nature kicks in and says, oh, but I got to. I should be bothered by this. I should be worried by this. It might eat me. And I have to keep proving to her that I'm not going to eat her. It's going to be a good deal. Yeah. And see, the two of them are kind of feeding off of each other a little bit here. And that's okay at this point, because she's still getting confidence here from Blizzard. And just staying with her. Ah, thank you, Blizzard. She kind of parked herself right in front of Blamain, and she's like, hey, don't push on me, don't push through me. Cool. Because Blizzard's kind of going, oh, enough of this trotting around. And there's a nice release from Blamain. Nice change. Nice softening. And I think I'll leave her with that. So that's all we're looking for, is we're looking for change for the better. Can you get closer? Can they get more comfortable with you? We don't have to get the halter on in the very first time. If you can, that's fine, but you don't have to. So it's more about just making it a positive experience, making it a good experience where they feel better off after you leave than they did before, that they're more part of this community, and that community is us and the horses, because we've taken the horses from their their world, you know, being out and about, and we've brought them into our world, and now they have to learn a lot of things about our world, and we have to learn a lot of things about their world. So it's meshing those two together, and that's what we're really doing here right now is can I help her to integrate into our world better to where she feels like she'll be successful in it. And we'll see you in the next video.